Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn geography, that is, element of weather and climate, part 1. But before starting uh, part 2, we will revise the part 1 once again. We have already learned what is weather and what is climate. What is weather? Weather is a state of the atmosphere of a particular place over a short period of time, whereas climate is a state of atmosphere remains same for a longer duration. After that, we have learned the elements of climate and weather. We have learned the temperature of atmosphere, heating atmosphere, and the factors affecting temperatures, weather, latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, cloud over. Then we have learned humidity in the atmosphere. What is humidity? Humidity is the amount of atmosphere, or we can say moisture, present in the air. Then we have learned the type of condensation. There are four type of condensation, that is fog, cloud, hail and dew, frost, etc. Now in chapter number 6 of elements of weather and climate, part 2nd, we are going to learn what is atmospheric pressure, world pressure and wind belt. Then what are the causes, precipitation and its types, and different types of rainfall. We are going to learn cyclone as well as tornado also. Shall we start with it? Okay. Now, air pressure is the force exerted by the air on the earth's surface. It is measured in millibar by an instrument called barometer. Basically, barometer is used to measure the air pressure. Now, at sea level, it is about a kg per centimeter. Like temperature, atmosphere pressure, it also not distribute uniformity over the earth. It varies due to changing temperature, that is when air heat it is expand, becomes light and rise vertically. As it is rises the pressure it exerted on the earth's surface, it reduces, causing a low pressure area. On the other hand, when air is dense, it becomes heavy and sinks vertically, result in additional weight and pressure exerted, causing a high pressure area to cover on the ground. The next point is that is change in altitude. When the upper atmosphere is thin and less dense, air pressure is therefore highest at sea level and keeps decreasing rapidly with the height. Air passengers commonly experience blocked air after a plane takes off. This is caused by the change in air pressure as the aircraft ascends. Next is change in humidity. As water vapor is added to the atmosphere, it becomes less dense. The gas molecules of nitrogen and oxygen in dry area are heavier than water vapor molecules that makes air moisture. Let's see the pressure belt of the world. There are basically two types of pressure belt, that is equatorial low pressure belt and polar high pressure belt. But other than these thermal pressure belt, there are also other pressure belt, that is subtropical high pressure belt and subpolar temperate low pressure belt. Let's see what are these pressure belt. Basically, pressure belt is major pressure belt on the earth is formed either due to temperature condition or because of earth's rotation. So at the air piles up or is blown away, there are three pressure belts in each hemisphere. That is, the equatorial low pressure is common to both hemisphere. After that, there is a thermal air pressure. Now thermal air pressure belt is divided into two. One is equatorial pressure belt, another one is polar high pressure belt. Now equatorial pressure belt suggests by its name itself, that is it is lie between the temperate region. The temperature of the pressure belt is very high. It's mean that when air get heat it expand and become light and rise, whereas when air get cool it becomes heavy. Now let's see the polar pressure belt. Polar pressure belt basically formed around the north and south pole. Okay, now in this, the air when gets cold, it become dense, it become heavy and create the high pressure in the area. So equatorial low pressure belt is exactly the opposite of polar high pressure belt. Equatorial lies in a equatorial area, whereas polar pressure belt lies in the north pole and south pole. Now there is another difference between, that is, in equatorial, when air get heat when air get heated, it expands and become light and rises, whereas in polar high pressure belt, when air gets cold, it become heavy and create high pressure. Let's move on to the other pressure belt. Now, this other pressure belt is again divided into two, that is subtropical high pressure belt and subpolar temperate low pressure belt. Now, this subtropical high pressure belt is basically formed due to sinking of equatorial air that cools on rising and descend at 30° north and 30° south. This area accumulated near the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, rising the pressure. This belt is also known as horse in latitude, whereas subpolar temperate pressure belt is basically lies around the Arctic and Antarctic circle, and it is cold in nature. The cold polar wind means the warm westerlies which blow from subtropical high pressure belt. Let's move on to the next topic, that is wind. Variation in pressure condition on the Earth's surface result in wind, which is a horizontal movement of the air. So what is wind? When air move horizontally, it is called wind. Now, the wind is divided into two types, that is breezing, another one is storm. Hot air rises and cold air shrinks. This vertical rising and sinking of air is known as air current. When wind rise or when it sinks, and this rising and sinking of air is called current. Wind is caused by the different atmospheric pressure on the Earth's surface as air move from a high pressure area to a low pressure areas. The rotation of the earth deflates winds to the right in the north hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere. Now, deflation is a what is deflation? Deflation is a change in the direction of wind caused by Coriolis force, which is very active at the poles but minimum in its effect at the equator. Now, let us learn about the various kinds of wind. There are different kinds of wind. One is periodic wind. Periodic wind, as its name suggests, it blow periodically at a particular direction. It may be a land or sea breeze, mountain or valley breeze, etc. Next is permanent wind, which is also called planetary wind, as a blow in a certain direction permanently. Another one is local wind, or we can say regional wind, influence a particular area and are particularly known by their local name. For example, Loo is a hot, dry air in India. Then Khal Baisag in Assam, Mangu. Okay, then again it's a variable wind, often changes direction. Cyclone and anticyclones are the example of variable wind. Let's move on to the next topic, that is called precipitation. First, what is precipitation? Precipitation is a droplet which is fall from the cloud and joined in the ground with a different shapes and size. When air cannot hold them, they fall under the force of gravity as a raindrop, and this process is called precipitation. There are a different type of precipitation, for example rain, drizzle, snow, sleet, hail. Now, what is drizzle? Now, when water droplets fall on the earth's surface, it is also known as rain. whatever water fall in the form of water, whatever water vapor fall in the form of water, it is called rain. When it fall in the very small amount, in the very light way, it is called drizzle. Next, when the temperature of the air is below freezing point, condensation occur in the form of small ice crystal that combines to fall as snow. Okay, when these water vapor fall in the form of, in their solid form, that solid form is called snow. After that, when air and snow fall together, it is called sleet. What is sleet? When air and snow fall together, it called a sleet. Tiny ice crystal in the air may melt and fall as rain. When a blast of air moves upwards and pushes a cloud containing raindrops to higher altitude, they freeze to form ice pellet. As they fall, they further condense a layer of water around them. This layer of water gets froze when it is lifted up into air again by drifting of rising air current. Let's see the types of rainfall. Basically, there is a three types of rainfall: conventional rainfall, relief rainfall, and cyclonic rainfall. Now, what is conventional rainfall? Conventional rainfall happens when a mass of air comes in a contact with the heated surface of the earth. It also gets warm to rise in the form of vertical air current. After reaching the upper layer of the atmosphere, the hot air expands and loses heat. It's called condense and form cumulus cloud. Now, these clouds further condense on rising, cause sudden and heavy rainfall accompanied by thunder, lightning. Such rain is common in the tropical and equatorial region because of the high relative humidity. Usually, such rainfall occurs in the evening and is also known as 4 o'clock rainfall. It generally occurs over a small area, cover up to a few kilometers generally. It is heavy rain, but for a short duration every day. So, what is conventional rainfall? As you have already learned, the conventional rainfall is a air which come in the it is a cold air which come in the contact of the warm surface. Okay, and it get condensed and it make a heavy rain. Let's see, really, as you can see in this picture also, how the rain come in the how the cold air come in the contact of heated land and the vapor get upwards, which makes the cloud fall in a heavy form. Now, relief rainfall: when a moisture laden winds are obstructed by a mountain or relief barrier, they are forced to raise along the mountain slope. As the air rises upward, its cloud. This is followed by the condensation and precipitation in the form of relief rainfall. The windward side of the mountain is the side facing the wind heavy rain. The other side gets lesser rain. The area on the leeward side of a mountain is said to be the rain shadow area. For instance, Pune lies in the rain shadow area of the Western Ghat and get lesser rain than Mahaleshwaram, which lies on the windward side of these mountains and gets more rain from the southwest monsoon wind. Now, relief rainfall, as its name suggests, it relieves itself. Whatever rain, whatever clouds, not its whatever clouds, when it collide with mountain, so it relieve itself on the same spot only. The land which is opposite to the cloud, which is opposite to the mountain, that land receives very less rainfall. So, as name suggests, it relieves itself by colliding with the mountain. Now, cyclonic rainfall, as its name suggests, it is a very heavy rainfall. It is of cyclonic nature. Now, cyclonic rainfall is a free of relief barrier and convection air current, wind converts towards a lower pressure center from all sides. When cold and warm air current meet, warm air being lighter rises above the cold air. The plane where the two different bodies of area meet is called a front. The warm air cools on rising and condenses along the path of the cyclone. It is accompanied by the thunder, lightning, such rain is called cyclonic or frontal rain. Okay, what is cyclonic rainfall? When cold air come into contact of warm air, so warm air uh, rises above the cold air and it make himself cold and then it condenses and it fall on the ground. Let's move on to the two topics, two little small topic, that is tornado and cyclonic. Tornado is a violent rotating column of air which is funnel like shape. Okay, tornado generally occur in the temperature belt late in the day when earth's surface is warmer and convection is stronger. Tornado can come in many shapes, but typically it is short duration in a form of visible condensation funnel with the narrow and touching the earth. Okay, often tornado comes on the land itself only. Now, what is cyclone? Cyclone are formed by wind circular around a low pressure area. Spring wind, strong wind in a spiral motion move towards the center or the eye of the cyclone from the surrounding high pressure areas. Vortex is the region of the dense cloud, violent wind, thunderstorm, and torrential air. The edge of storm has high pressure, high temperature with less cloud, less wind and rain. Coriolis force deflect winds to right, so a counterclockwise flow of air moves in a curved path towards the low pressure in the center. Now, cyclone bring heavy rain and cause a lot of damage to the life and property. They are accompanied by heavy rainfall, thunder, lightning, storm surge, and flood. Strong surge is caused due to maximum damage and flooding in coastal area. They could last over a week and are often devastated. The eastern coastal districts of India suffer cyclonic damage year after year, and anticyclonic develops around a high pressure area which is surrounded by low pressure. And anticyclonic generally brings clear blue skies and fine weather as wind blows clockwise and outward from the center. That's all for today. Have a good day.